Welcome back to my channel, because today's story is the kind that cracks a man open from the inside out. Imagine planning a wedding for 7 months, imagining a future with a woman you've loved for years, only to have her sit you down one evening, just 10 days before the ceremony, and say the words that slice straight through your chest, "I love your best friend." And before I could even breathe or ask why she waited until the final hour to twist the knife, she followed it with the second blow, "I can't marry you," and then she vanished from my life, cutting off her number, blocking me everywhere, leaving her dress, the invitations, the deposits, everything behind like the ruins of a life she no longer wanted, and my best friend, the man who had been like a brother to me since childhood, swore he had no idea what she was talking about, claimed he'd never even looked at her that way, and maybe once upon a time I would have believed him. But betrayal has a smell, a taste, a vibration you feel in your bones, and something inside me whispered that neither of them was telling the truth. So instead of falling apart, I decided to dig, investigate, peel back every layer of this sudden disappearance, and what I found over the next week changed everything. She hadn't just disappeared. She had flown to another city, booked a hotel under a different name, and the receipts I found in our shared email, which she forgot to unlink, showed a reservation for 2, not 1, and that was when the rage settled into something colder, calmer, revenge, the kind built on patience and precision, and while she hid like a coward, I gathered everything I needed. Screenshots of messages she thought she had deleted, receipts, call logs, and a 3-month timeline of her secret double life that painted a perfect picture of love, lust, and lies. And I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I played a role, the broken fiancé who appeared devastated on social media, posting heartbreaking but vague messages that drew sympathy from friends, family, co-workers, even strangers. Because when someone betrays you this deeply, the smartest move is to let them believe they've won. And once all eyes were on them, once everyone assumed I was the victim of an unexpected heartbreak, I made my move. I reached out to her parents, her sister, her cousins, calmly explaining that she had confessed her love for my best friend, canceled the wedding, and disappeared without explanation. And when they demanded proof, because of course they did, I sent everything. The receipts, the messages, the hotel bookings, the sudden flight change, and the call log she thought no one would ever see, and her family erupted, because they had invested money, time, energy into a wedding she had destroyed without a care, blaming me initially but now realizing she had run away with a man she wasn't even sure wanted her. And while they chased her down with questions and fury, I focused on the second target of my revenge. My best friend, the man who swore he was innocent, who hugged me and said he'd always be there, for me, and so I invited him out for a drink, acting crushed, fragile, defeated, letting him believe I was still in the dark, and as he relaxed, as he drank, as he laughed with me like the betrayal didn't exist, I quietly turned on my recorder and calmly pushed him into confessing things he never wanted anyone to hear. How he liked the attention she gave him, how he flirted back during nights out, how he knew she had feelings but didn't want to ruin the friendship, and how he deleted messages between them because he didn't want drama before the wedding. And once I had every word, every slip, every truth he thought was concealed by alcohol and my fake grief, I sent it straight to her, the girl who had ruined everything for a fantasy she thought he shared, and that's when the final blow landed. She called him, desperate, screaming, crying, asking why he didn't fight for her, why he let her run away from a wedding for nothing. And he denied everything, claimed I twisted his words, said he loved her as a friend, nothing more. And the moment she realized she had destroyed her life for a man who didn't want her, she shattered, calling me next, breathless, begging to explain, to meet, to fix things. But I didn't respond, because I wasn't the abandoned one anymore. She was. And when the wedding day finally arrived, instead of being curled up in heartbreak, I stood tall in the venue with my friends and family, the hall filled with support and sympathy not for her absence, but for my strength. And while her relatives scrambled to hide the scandal she created, I walked through the reception hall greeting guests as the man who survived betrayal and came out stronger. Not because she returned, but because I never let her back in. And as for her, she eventually surfaced, broken, humiliated, rejected by the man she destroyed a wedding for, struggling to explain herself to a world that now knew every detail of her lies, while I moved forward, calm, clear, and untouchable, proving that sometimes the best revenge isn't yelling, screaming, or exposing someone publicly. It's letting them walk away from the best thing they ever had, only to realize, too late, that the world no longer believes in them, supports them, or protects them the way I once did.